Hey Dexter, what do you think? We do a little garden tour, buddy?
You show us where you walk?
Hey, where's the garden that you walk in? Or is that over at my house? Alright. Too funny. Alright. We're here at a good friend of mine, Shane's place. And just kind of wanted to go over his gardens a little bit. I'll slap some pictures in. I grabbed them off of him when we were making this, but we kind of did tried to do the Hugelkultur beds. So we filled these up on the bottom with big logs and then smaller logs and then branches, and then topped it up with some good longhorn steer manure, which I know sounds weird. We're not in Texas, but Alberta is the Canadian Texas. And I mean, they did fantastic last year. They retain a ton of moisture. It takes so long for that wood to break down that watering is really, really not an issue. Obviously, Shane's going for the onion look this year. There's more than one bed for sure, but like, look at how nice and moist that keeps everything. When's the last time you watered?
3-4 days ago.
Look at that. That's so nice. So nice. Just top it up. Wood breaks down a little bit more. Again, all those nutrients. I mean, Sepp Holzer out of Austria, created this Hugelkultur system, and anywhere that I've seen people try it, it works. So I'm really glad that
Last year the beds were overflowing with manure and topsoil.
Yeah, and look at how much it's settled.
3 inches.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just let bacteria and nature do the work for you. That is a heck of a winter onion there, man.
Yeah, we've been eating a lot of onion lately.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And what do you got?
Elephant garlic. The local Hutterite colony has been growing this for years. They've been saving their cloves and regrowing it for the last 10-12 years now. So
Really?
they gave me a bulb to use for planting this year.
Well, then you should have about 30 for next year, eh?
Yeah.
No, those are nice. Like, even look at the size of that already. I'm actually kind of surprised it's poking out of the ground, to be honest. But I mean, hey, whatever. A little batch of chives, obviously, and then this just what, normal?
This is just regular garlic, yeah.
Okay.
Just got it at the local hardware store.
Yeah. Cheap and dirty.
Yep. Works for pickling.
All right. Nice little pea trellis you got going on.
Yeah. A heavy duty tomato pea trellis.
I think this will probably hold them. All right. Lettuce is looking banging, man.
Yeah, they just took right off when they got planted. Just loving life back here.
You got peas. What kind of beans you got going?
It's a bush variety.
Okay. Well,
Heirloom seeds.
You certainly got them nice and close in there. You'll have harvest out of that for sure. What's this guy?
These are ones that you grow for me. This is the Romanesco.
Okay.
That's
the one you killed it with last year.
Yeah, 26 zucchinis off of one plant last year.
Oh my God! And I planted those out in my front yard where it's heavy clay, and in all honesty, I don't think I got a single one. And I had like 3 plants out front. That's the round one that kind of matches
Same
the
variety.
Romanesco. Ronde de Nice.
Roma tomato.
Nice. That's going to take up that whole space, as we know from last year.
Yeah, I was thinking about running a string down and start training it up the string here.
Oh, that wouldn't take much.
No. And then hops.
Hops. Essential in our
hops.
favorite beverage.
Yeah, exactly. And the shoots are fantastic. I just learned a little recipe for eating these. Cut them off, cut them into little 1-inch strips.
Yeah.
And you can fry them up with just a little bit of butter in a fry pan, and right before you serve them, add some salt and pepper, and they're just fantastic.
I'll eat anything that's homegrown.
Just collect a handful of them, and away you go.
Oh, and these things just feel like Velcro. Like they just stick.
stick
They'll
to
stick to anything. You might think a surface is smooth. This thing looks at that like no problem. Look at it. Just grab your hand. That's perennial, right? That comes back every year?
Yep. Every year it should come back and get stronger every year or two.
Another second sowing of carrots.
Yeah, second sowing of carrots.
We got kaleidoscope blend.
Figured get some funky colors to look
very
good in the
1960s.
jars.
Peace, love, and carrots, brother.
This was bed I planted with spinach and carrots probably back in... The frost had barely even left the ground. I could hardly get my fingers in 2 inches into the ground. and I planted all this. And
Those are huge compared to mine.
that spinach, I hacked it down a little far, I think. I just chopped it down. It was up to about this high, and I just hacked it right down.
Oh yeah, you did. That's called
Maybe
hard
with a little
pruning
hand
there,
on it,
folks. But I mean, hey, it's second growth coming out of everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, spinach is a cut and come again if you want to treat it like that. No, but nice,
Maybe I'll leave it 6 inches when I cut it, but
nice.
it planted fantastic.
What do you?
I got a few tomatoes in pots. I got a pile of leaves drying out to turn into compost leaf mulch.
Nice. Should be able to crush those up so they're not taking up so much room.
Yeah, I get the weed whacker out this afternoon.
Cool. Dexter, you glorious black bastard, you. All right, compost bin.
Compost.
That is a nice size, because I mean, if anybody watches stuff on compost online, I mean the magic thing is it's got to be 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet high, and these tend to be around 4 by 4 by 4, so you get that bacteria heating up and really breaking stuff down. I tried compost posts for a couple of years without doing that, and it just takes forever. Like it takes 18 months to break down instead of. I mean, if you wanted to pull that out and turn it every 3 days, you could probably get good quality compost in like 20 days, 18 days.
When I don't stack
Woohoo! Free wood!
lumber. in
Free!
front of it.
Free is my favorite price. You stay out of gardens. You got a little planting area here. Got a few more homes. Nice.
Leftover parts, pieces for the next year.
Awesome. Can't you know? As somebody that gardens, you can never. Oh, let me take care of that. You can never have too many pots and too many seed starting trays. You just can't. These peppers. What's going on with these,
the
man?
ones down here, all the peppers I have on the deck are leftovers from last year. They wintered somehow through the winter in my house.
You brought them in, right?
Yeah, took them in the house and they went dormant, but they
Ridiculous.
didn't die. And
Ridiculous.
boy, are they thick-stalked. And
Look at the thickness of that. I watch people down in Cali gardening and down in the south, and they can, they go to the trouble to overwinter the peppers, and that's why. Like, there's my finger and there's the stalk. Are you kidding me? Most of my stalks are about that thick on first years. You need some love. Well, look at all the new growth though coming out. Like each one of these is going to end up being a branch before
it's
this
looking
year's done.
pretty rough.
I can't believe that, man. You got that southwest facing window that just everything gets enough light in your living room. Man, these things, are you kidding me? That could withstand a hurricane. I can't sneeze around mine or I'm damaging something.
This is either a peppercini or a red bull's horn in here.
Oh, we shall find out shortly. It's flowering, so we shall find out shortly. Actually, it's got.
They've all
Oh
got
man,
quite
that's
a few
gonna.
flowers on them.
Good
going
lord, that's
already.
gonna have some fruit on it, or veg, or whatever you want to
Each
say.
one produced really well last year.
It's got a little chard going on down there.
This was actually a winter bed. I started this in January, and it was just some Swiss chard and some lettuces, which I've harvested and eaten over the last few months, and it was inside the house. And I was like, you know what, I'll just throw that on the deck for now. And
Cool. So you built yourself like a little protective greenhouse here.
had some door issues and built a little shelter to protect it, and now it's more just a
Yeah, a little
greenhouse
backstory.
than it is a protector.
All of our wind comes from the northwest. So when it gets absolutely stupid, Shane was having some problems with, moisture and stuff getting in. And, one of these doors up here in our neck of the woods, I mean, like you're talking about a $3,000, hey, how you doing, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not all like recycled
Everything
material?
on this thing, except for the fasteners I used to secure it, was all donated or free.
Like, okay, again, I'm not a mathematician, but that's better than $3,000, no?
Little piece
Awesome.
of the